this IBM ODM demonstration, we are going to show how to put in place controlled access to decision services in Decision Center or Business Console. The context is the following. Let's pretend that we have an ODM customer company who wants to give access to rule offering and management to its end clients. Each end client company should only be able to access and modify its own decision service in Business Console. The ODM customer company oversees the creation of the initial decision service for each of its end clients, and an admin user from that ODM customer company has full access to all the decision services for the end clients. So to put some graphics on this, let's take this demonstration setup where we have two end client companies, Company A and Company B. Each one has one end user client. Adam for Company A and Betty for Company B. Adam can access Decision Service A and Betty can access Decision Service B, but Adam cannot access Decision Service B, and the same for Betty with Decision Service A. On the ODM customer side, we have Paul, an administrator who has access to both Decision Service A and B, and in fact, Paul is in charge of creating the initial version of Decision Service A and B. Let's now see the demonstration of all of this through the Business Console. The first step for our demonstration is to add two fictitious users, Adam representing end client from Company A and Betty representing end client from Company B. For that, we're using the sample server configuration what comes with ODM, and more specifically we are going to modify the server.xml file that is inside the WebSphere Liberty profile. In this file, we have a list of declared users in the middle of the file, around here it is, and here I've already made this addition of Adam and Betty with their name and password. This is a basic setting using a basic registry of users. A more realistic configuration for an enterprise configuration would be to attach this list of users to an LDAP directory. Second step of our demonstration is now to declare Adam and Betty as authorized users of the Business Console, and more specifically with the right permission so that they can respectively access their decision services. For that, we are going to use Paul. Paul is the administrator of the ODM customer organization. And Paul being an administrator, he has access to the administration tab where we can manage users and groups and associate permission to these groups of users. Very first step, I'm adding Adam. So basically I'm declaring Adam as a known user in the Business Console. So now we have Adam listed here, and second step is to declare a new user group. So we are going to use a group called user group underscore company A, so that it is explicit. The permission for that group, so for the users in that group, is to have full offering. And the last step here is to select the members of this group. So Adam is the member of that group Company A. You can see here that I've already done the same setting for Betty and the other group, user group underscore Company B. So if we look at it, now we see that Betty is part of the group Company B. The next step for our demonstration is now to create two decision services, one for Company A and the second one for Company B. Here I've opened Rule Designer and I've already created a decision service for Company A called Decision Service underscore A. In that decision service, I created a very simple rule flow as well as a rule. The content doesn't matter much here for the sake of this demonstration. The next step after creating the decision service is to publish this decision service to Decision Center, or to synchronize it if it's already in Decision Center or Business Console. So for that I'm going to reconnect to Decision Center. Here I'm logged as Paul, so the admin from the ODM customer organization. I'm connecting to Decision Center. decision service has already been published before this demonstration, so I just ensure that I'm updating the main branch and it detects no change. So here I can assume that now the content of this decision service has been updated in Decision Center. If we go back to Decision Center and if we repeat also the same step for decision service for company B, now if I log in as Paul, I should be able to see these two decision services, one called Decision Service A and second one Decision Service B. Here I've also kept a sample from the sample server called Loan Validation Service. We will see later on that we can restrict access to that service as well. But the next step for this demonstration is now to ensure that Adam can only see Decision Service A and Betty can only see Decision Service B. So now that we have both decision services in Decision Center, the next step for Paul is to go back to the Administration tab and look at the project security. By default, security is not enforced. It means that any user can see and manage the content of these decision services. Now, if we select Decision Service A, we want actually to restrict access to that decision service to the users of user group company A. So first step is to say we want to enforce security, and second step is to select which groups are authorized to access that decision service. So here we select user group company A. We repeat the same step for decision service B, and in this case now it's only users from user group company B that are authorized to access and manage the content of this decision service. So now that we've done these setups, if we log out and log in as, for instance, Adam, we can see now that Adam only has a view on decision service A. And because he's authorized to manage the full offering of this decision service, he can see all the content of it, including rule flows and rules and so on. So we've seen access for Adam. Now we can check that the same applies for Betty. So if we log out and log in now as Betty, Betty only has access to decision service B. And if we remember that, when we were looking at the list of decision services as Paul, there was a third decision service called Loan Validation Service, and security on that one has also been enforced so that only users of other groups can access this one. So it's showing that we can restrict access to each and every decision service based on the user groups.